So we have a guest star today.
Oh my god!
His name is Jax. We all wanted to bring in the new year doing something new. So December 2019, we cut out social media, including him.
We are deleting social media. Oh, I forgot Snapchat was even on my phone.
It's been done. We were initially inspired by a Yes Theory video where one of the members, hi Jax, where one of the members, Thomas, deleted all of his social media apps for 30 days.
I have built my entire life on social media. It's my job, and most of my friendships happen through social media these days. But I've decided that for the next 30 days, I'm gonna delete all my apps, all social media from my phone, and see how that changes how I feel on a daily basis, how much time I have on my hands, and how present I am in my daily life.
And we were like, can we do that? And I wonder what it would feel like to do that.
So we wanted to understand what social media actually did before we started the process, and we did some research and we found out that like refreshing a page and like getting all those like new ads and new tweets or new posts, whatever it is, that motion is supposed to mimic like a casino, a slot machine, and things like that, of just like you get new things and like that rush that you get when you do it.
And then notifications and like the light and going on and seeing that there's new things said to you is supposed to interact with dopamine and adrenaline receptors and make your brain and body physically crave this interaction.
So this month was important to us because we didn't want to make it like a competition that was like cold turkey, you can't get on anything ever, like it wasn't that. It was, we chose what we wanted to do. For me, I downloaded a data usage app because it wasn't built into my Android, and I tracked what I was doing and realized like leading up to this, I had opened Twitter like 2,000 times in a week. 2,000 times in a week. Why? I don't know either. So it was things like that. So like personally, my big two were Twitter and Instagram I deleted, but like Facebook I kept because I was using the marketplace during the holiday season, whereas Alex's was a little bit different.
So I deleted everything. We both left YouTube though because we feel like YouTube is a little bit of a different media platform to interact with, and so we left that. That's that.
So after it was all said and done, I think it was a great experience. It was weird to start off with, definitely, but at the end of the day, it really made me question like my intentions when I was using social media. Like I would always argue with people, be like, well, I'm on Twitter because that's how I get my news, which is true. I do get a lot of news from Twitter, and I do get a lot of like I do get a lot of like authentic responses to what's happening in the world from Twitter. But that wasn't what I was doing.
My mom and sister just left me in the car with the dog, and usually right now I would like get on Twitter and just kind of like start scrolling, but I can't. So it's this weird phenomenon where I literally just like instinctively picked up my phone to go to it. But now I'm just sitting here and I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do with my time while I wait for them?
Hello, beautiful people. This is a month update. I'm sitting in my car before I go to work, and instead of sitting here mindlessly scrolling through social media, I've just been vibing out to some music. I brought a book and a journal too, and it's just nice before you go to do something mentally and physically tasking to just kind of sit with your own thoughts and kind of recenter and refocus instead of consuming other people's online realities. So still loving this, still recommend it to everybody, and catch you later.
So it really made me be like, okay, if I want to go on and to do these things, I can just go to the specific accounts I want to see, or like put them at the top of my, like make them like priority, whatever it is on all the different apps.
And like one thing that we both talked about as well is that before deleting it, I would unintentionally and subconsciously compare myself. If I saw someone getting a job, we're both looking for full-time jobs, so if you're hiring, hit us up. If I saw someone getting a job or doing well, I would use that as a way to tear myself down and view myself as a failure or not doing stuff the right way, when that's not even true. Like, we're all going at our own paces, and social media also isn't everyone's actual reality. And even though I knew that, I was still using it as this tool to judge myself.
I'm here with my friend Jack. No, I'm not. But I'm here with an update. So it's been about a week, and honestly,
I feel great. I thought I was gonna feel more isolated and kind of secluded, and maybe it's a twin thing that prevents me from feeling that way, but I find myself being less concerned with what other people are doing with their lives and how other people might be portraying themselves online compared to how they might interact with people in person, and just kind of focusing on how, another friend, and just kind of focusing on how I'm interacting with the world. There will be more updates to come, friends.
This is a little anecdote. If anyone's seen The Circle on Netflix.
On social media, you can be anyone.
Let the games begin.
And say anything.
Okay, let me think.
So who would you be if $100,000 was on the line? Welcome to The Circle.
That kind of speaks volumes to, like, a lot of us recognize the issues. Like, we recognize that, like, social media promotes, like, skinny, like, white girls as, like, the prettiest, and, like, the guys have to be buff to be attractive, things like that. And we just feed into those stereotypes instead of doing things to, like, challenge them and push back. And, like, that's what happens. Spoiler, I'm not, like, it's a reality show, but it's people that, like, recognize those things, and they'll be like, I'm confident in myself, but I know this is how I can win this show. And, like, it was like we were mimicking those behaviors. So, like she said, there'd be people, it was like random jobs that I had never had an interest in doing, and I would be like, not jealous, but just be like, oh, I don't understand why I can't get a job. And then later I'd be like, I would never respond that way in person. I would never respond that even in a conversation. But somehow being on, like, Instagram made me, like, it was changing my personality in a bad way. So just, like, the intentionality and what it means to see these pictures and the fact that it's not everyone's real life.
Yeah.
Interesting about social media is that it's often like the icebreaker, or not even icebreaker, but just like a way to get to know people. So like today at work, my friend was like, hey, what's your Instagram? And I was like, I deleted it for December. And I realized that's like a different obstacle or a different way you have to meet people. And even now, I was just on like the sidelines of a fight in my house, and the first thing I did is I went to Twitter, or tried to go to Twitter, or tried to get on Instagram, just like, and scroll, and I couldn't. And I was like, let's face the facts of like what's happening in front of me. And I think that, you know, that like kind of ripple effects out to like wider society. Like, what are we doing?
And even then, we have to think about the planet has over 7 billion people. Half of that, so over 3 billion people, have smartphones.
And then out of that chunk, I think about 2/3 of that chunk has access to Facebook. That's not even counting other social medias. That's a lot of people to think about, even if it's one person with multiple accounts, even if it's only 1 billion people. 1 billion people online or on social media, that's a lot of people who are creating, most of us attempting at some point in our time on social media, creating these narratives to come off a certain way to the world around us.
So just like thinking about all of this and taking that time to be like, hey, we're not going to be on social media for 4+ hours a day, I think it really gave us the opportunity to just like do things that we wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like we wanted to go outside, and like we have like cheap little penny boards from a long time ago. We wanted to go try that again. We went outside and did it. We started to go on more runs again and do things like that. So it just made us like, instead of being like, oh, like seeing that picture and being like, I'm gonna go do that soon, it makes me like, no, I am doing it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe think about how you use it, or check like your usage app and see how many times you've unlocked your phone today, or how many times you've opened Instagram today.
And if you're interested in travel or painting or cooking, instead of watching videos online or reading tweets or Facebook posts about it, the mentality I'm bringing into this new decade is to do it myself. I don't need another person to get stimulated by another person doing something instead of just going after it myself.
I just finished a 30-minute guided breathwork exercise, which 2 or 3 weeks ago I wouldn't have laid down on the ground and just breathed and tried to release tension. I would have pulled up my phone and started scrolling through Instagram or Twitter and found videos of people talking about doing that instead of just doing it myself. So 2 things I realized is that having social media, we don't do things ourselves because that stimulation is fulfilled. And then also, we'd never sit in silence or stillness. Unless we consciously choose to disengage, we're constantly flooded with information and stimulation.
We're challenging you.
For those that can,
to do what feels right to you and to be intentional with how you interact, not just in the real world, but in an online world as well.
If your intention is to sit and do nothing on your phone all day, you can do that. Be aware how often you're doing that or if you're doing that. But also, like she said, you're looking at these pictures and going, oh, I want to go hike this mountain or go to this park or go to this event. Try to go do it. Jax.
Our guest star has to say goodbye.
Jax, say goodbye.
Say bye, buddy.
Bye.
I'm a pigeon. I'm a pigeon.
He still is off social media.
Yeah, I tried to make him a Twitter model, but he was not having it. Say bye.
Oh, belly rubs, belly rubs.
Betty, Betty. Oh, he hates
Ah!
it. He hates it. He's out against the internet.
Bye.